Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
This is our review of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch scale Elite Praetorian Guard action figure. And this is from the movie The Last Jedi. This is one of Supreme Leader Snoke's guards, who's basically like one of the old Imperial guards from what I could tell. Because he's all red and faceless, basically. There's a description if you want to read it. And he is number 50. 50! That's a special number. Well, let's open this guy up. And there he is, opened up.
You look pretty cool.
Now, I already reviewed the 4-pack version of the Elite Praetorian Guard, which has a different helmet with that big flat thing sticking off the top of it. And he had real cloth down here, but this one's got like this plasticky, flexible stuff.
It doesn't look bad though.
No. And it's helping him stand, because he would fall over, but he's just kind of leaning on that back there. So it kind of helps in a way.
I like that helmet better too. I don't like the big weird visor.
Wait, what?
I don't like the big weird visor on the other one.
Oh, okay. And then this one's a little more plain, I guess. And there's a third one that comes with a bigger blade. It's like an Amazon exclusive, and I think his helmet's slightly different than this one. But closer to this one than the 4-pack one. But yeah, these guys are crazy looking. And they do look a lot like the ones from the old trilogy with how they're all red and sort of faceless, but still different. Especially their arms and that weird, like, layered thing they got going on there.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. And this is different. It's like... The other ones you had, like, they had the black eye visor thing, and this one is just like this. There's nothing there but these little ribbed...
I don't need to see. I'm a space samurai.
Exactly. They're just there for looks. Maybe that is what it is. It's like...
He's just there to look cool.
Yeah. If you actually have to fight, just get into a pose and maybe they'll run away.
Maybe they'll run into the end of your sword.
Yeah. But... yeah, I do like him. He's cool looking. Very weird though. I like the contrast of the glossy parts of his red armor, and then more like the matte finish, textured part there. It's kind of cool, and this is kind of textured.
There's a good texture on his black part of his pants too.
Yeah. I don't know why they made that part black. They should have just made it red. I mean, I'm sure, assuming that's the way it's in the movie. I'm just saying, in the movie, why didn't they make this red? You could be all red. But, still, he's cool. I like him. He reminds me of, like, the sunglasses. Like the visor sunglasses. Or like,
with the lines across them.
Yeah. Or like the cars, the 80s cars that had those in, like, in the back window and stuff.
Yeah. And the robots that have, like, the arms, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That are kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I'd say my biggest gripe with this figure is the articulation of his elbows. Because he does have articulation, but it doesn't, it's really limited by this. I wish there's a little more there. But we'll get into that when we go to articulation.
It does make sense, though. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to make it better.
Yeah. And I like his blade. It's cool looking.
I'd stab people with it.
Yeah. Alright, well, here's a close look at him. You can see his ribbed face. I don't know if you call that ribbed, but that's what I'm calling it.
Slatted.
Yeah. And up here, his shoulder pads are flexible. I had these pop off on the 4-pack version. Yeah, it's just a little ball joint. So they're somewhat flexible, but they'll pop off if you try to put his arm up too far.
Those top pads are like the very tiniest bit different shade of red than the rest.
They are, just a little bit. I don't even know if you could tell in the video, but yeah, these are just slightly different color from this.
I'm wondering if they're supposed to be that way. I mean, it's hardly noticeable. It's not a huge deal. It's just happened to see that. I wonder if it's supposed to be that way.
Probably not. They're probably supposed to be the same. I'm just guessing. Yeah, I like the detail on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, but I like it.
He has a surprising amount of detail for somebody who's just solid red and a little bit of black.
Mm-hmm. Up against go articulation. His head can turn around. Go up and down and back. Lots of articulation on the head. Now here's where it's a little bit limited at his shoulders, because these can move, but like you can't put his arm straight up or that just pops off. Unless you just take it off and don't care. It can still do that. But yeah, his arm can spin. And you can, if you force it, get his arm almost at a 90 degree, just not quite at a 90 degree. So it's actually a little better than I thought it was, but still pretty limited at the elbow. And I think it could spin there too, yeah, again. And then at the wrist, it could spin, and I think there's a hinge joint in there. It's just very limited by this. And the torso, it could spin, go back and forward, side to side. And the hips, these are very flexible, so they're not really going to hurt anything. So you go out about that far, kick out like that, and then there's a cut there at the thigh, so it can, it's tight, but you can do it. And then you've got double jointed knees, which has nice range of motion. Then down to the ankle, the usual Black Series articulation. So he's pretty well articulated. He's just somewhat limited at the shoulders because it'll pop off his shoulder pads, and a little bit limited at the elbows because he can't quite get 90 degrees, but he is close. So articulation, I'd say, is decent. And here's a look at this weapon. It's really only two colors, red and silver, but there's some detail on there. The blade looks nice. Yeah, not a whole lot to say, but it looks good. Now here's the Elite Praetorian Guard next to the classic Imperial Royal Guard. This guy protected the Emperor Palpatine. He protects Supreme Leader Snoke. But you can see they're very similar in their all red outfit and their little pokey weapons. Boop, boop, boop. His is
Pokey
more.
Sticks are the best weapons.
His like does a zappy thing. His, I guess, just stabs them, or maybe it's electrified or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's poison.
Maybe.
Maybe it lights on fire.
Maybe it shits.
Maybe that's what this little thing is down here. It shoots fire out.
Could be. You can see this guy's got some armor underneath of there, which makes him look a little more similar.
Makes him look a little daredevil-y.
Yeah. But yeah, they're both pretty cool. And I will compare him to the 4-pack, but I already took it back to GameStop because we're broke. So
we had some shit.
Yeah,
shit happening.
That's $100 freaking pack.
Yeah.
And it is pretty cool, but we needed the money, so I took it back. So I can't compare him to the other Praetorian Guard. Maybe.
Once we're done having issues, we might try to get it again.
Yeah. Hopefully it's still available. Oh, and I might have been able to compare him to Snoke, but GameStop sent me an email recently and lots of other people that Snoke has been delayed for some reason. Some people have got their Snoke, but so I don't know what the delay is. It says it's factory issues. I don't know.
They only made a limited amount, less than they were supposed to for some reason?
I don't know.
Maybe they're a bag of dicks?
Maybe. Well, I really like this guy. He's pretty cool. He's different, but also the same, because he's a lot like the Royal Guard from the classic trilogy, but still a lot different with his crazy looking arms, and his mask is different. And I like his weapon. His articulation is pretty good, and it's actually better than I thought it was, because I thought the elbows were more limited, but they are still a little bit limited, but not as bad as I thought. It is limited at the shoulder, unless you just pop these shoulder pads off. Pretty good down everywhere else, because this is really flexible. But despite how simple he looks at first, he's pretty detailed and very well done, I think. I really like him. So hopefully he's cool in the movie.
It could be like Captain Phasma, where he's just like, I'm in here. That's it.
Yeah. Well, from the trailer, it looks like Captain Phasma's going to have a bigger role this time around.
I hope so.
Especially since he's actually fighting Finn. Unless they're like Rogue One and that scene never freaking happens. Rogue One, like 90% of the freaking trailer never happened. Maybe not 90%, but about half of it didn't happen in some of the first trailers.
I was excited about her, and I was a little disappointed because the dark side needs more ladies.
Yeah. Well, it looks like she's going to be in it a little more. Well, I do like this figure. I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like him too.
Man.
I like the whole space samurai thing. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, Miss Mischief T.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching. Go back. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't see you. I didn't see you either. Sorry about that. You go that way and I'll go this way so we don't run into each other. Oh! Here, I'm gonna go over here. Go. There we go. Oh yeah, watch out! There's like a thingy there.
Oh, damn it, man! You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh!